Hello everyone and welcome to All About Pennies. My name's Will. This is my fifth video I'm doing today on Saturday the 19th of July, which happens to be my birthday. Why am I doing this on my birthday, you're saying? Well, the wife's at work, so I'm not picking her up till about 9 o'clock, so I thought, well, why not? I've got some pennies. We'll have a look and see if we can find some Mintmarks and some error coins or anything else, that strange things that pop up when you order pennies. So let's kick off. Let's start off straight away. First one up. We've got a 1909, which is Edward the 7th. You can get a dot between the N and the E up the top there on the right hand side, but there's nothing there. Next one, yeah, is a 1965, which was Elizabeth II. 1965, there were 135,534,000 produced. You can get varieties on the Elizabeth II. The lighthouse can have sort of a square type thing on it. The plume can have different things. The waves can be missing. Next one is a 1912, which will be George V. And I think that's a Heaton mint mark down the bottom there. Heaton were a company in Birmingham and used to help out with the Royal Mint. There it is there on the left hand side, down the bottom, little H for Heaton. You had Heaton and you had Kings Norton. You do find quite a lot of those ones, although the 1912s, the normal 1912s without Heaton were 48,306,000, and the 1912 with a H was 60,800,000. But people used to collect them when they were started to start melting down the pennies. Right, we've got a nice Victoria penny. No errors or mint marks on 1888, but it is the Jack the Ripper year, I can tell you that. I actually watched something the other day on that, and they reckon it could be an American guy who used to be coming over. But whether that's true or not, I don't know. Right, next one up is a 1907. 1907 was 47,322,000. That's Edward the 7th. Here he is, son of Victoria. I think he was 59 when he came to the throne, and he died in 1910. So he wasn't on there very long. Another Victoria, 1897. Another one where you can get a dot between the O and the N. It's about halfway across in the middle, but there's nothing there. They're fetching quite a bit of money, actually. Yeah, 1897s. I was looking the other day. The dearest out of the 1909 and the 1946. Well, it's the oldest, I suppose. Right, 1939. That'll be George VI. His coin started in 1937. 1939. There was 55,550,000 produced. Next one is a 1919, and we got looks like we got a Heaton mint mark down there. Let's have a look. Yes, it's a Heaton mint mark on a 1919. So it's a 1919, 1918 and 1912 you can get Heaton. You can get them on other Victorian coins and foreign coins. But, yeah. See the ghosting going round from George V's head? They did cure that eventually in 1928. They made the head smaller. 1886. Let me have a look on my thing. I've got no mint marks or error marks on the 1886 on my list. My list is getting bigger and bigger because people are commenting and giving me more information. So thank you for that, for commenting. I do appreciate that. I do write it all down, update my list of errors and mint marks, etc. 1911. You can have the narrow neck on the 1911. But I don't think that's one. If you look at the eye on die, it should be level with a tooth. And you can clearly see that it's between two teeth there. Can you see that? That's one of the ways you can tell. And if you look at, I think it's the eye on imp. Again, it's in between the two. And it's like the post has just turned up. I didn't think I was going to get that today. Everyone's saying, have I received my cards? I'm saying, no, I haven't. 1938. What do we have in 1938? 121 million. No errors that I know of on a 1938. 1915, you can have a recessed ear on a 1915. It's a bit more rarer than the 1916. Let's have a look. I'm looking up at the Britain I'm looking at the tooth up there. But that's not one of them. I'm sure it's not. I think my neighbour is doing some tapping because all I can hear is tap, 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 tap. But you probably won't hear it because I'll get rid of that. No, that's not one. It's just your normal one. Next one, George V, 1922 or 1922. You've got to look at the trident, and if it's not touching, which it is, you've got a very rare coin that's worth quite a few thousand, about 3 or 4 thousand, I believe. Yeah, so look out for them. George V. 1922. Not a bad coin. All right, next one. 1931. Where's that in my list? Can't see it. No errors and mint marks that I know of on a 1931. Elizabeth II. Blimey, that's a 1953. It's a little bit shiny, isn't it? These don't turn up very, very rarely in my hunts. 53 was 1,308,400. So that is a nice find. That's in blinking good condition, but I don't know whether it's been cleaned. It's got a nice detail on it. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Happy days. You don't get them often. Well, you can see the mintage levels, can't you? It's very low. Right, 1947, that'll be George VI. 47 was 52,220,000. Don't know of any errors or mint marks on the 47. 1917, 107,905,436. 1918. Oh, we got H mint mark there on the 1918 as well. Happy days. This don't often happen. Last week I hardly had any. Well, I had a couple of recesses I missed, but there it is down the bottom there. H for Heaton. So we've had a 1919, a 1918, and a 1912. And a recessed ear. Oh, bit of a damage there. Bit of a knock. It's a shame, isn't it? Right, let's grab some more pennies. Please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. I do appreciate your comments. Any useful information is always welcome. I'm going to do some varieties as well. I'm going to do the 1905 on the next one. There's 3 different varieties on the 1905. Right, moving on. Here we go. Right, we got a 1949, a bit grubby. 49 is quite low, 14,324,000. That's quite low. No errors or mint marks on that one. Oh, another one. Bit better condition. And another one. 1944. Again, as I've said before in my videos, that you can 44, 45, 46, they did some dark pennies because people were holding their coins. Not all of them, but they did light ones as well. 1932. Now that 32, that's quite a low mintage. No, it is. Let me find this sheet. 32. No, not that one. Here with me. 8,277,600. So there's not many of these. Yeah, that's why I don't find many of them. 1932s. 1932s. 26s. That's a very shiny 1935. Nice detail, but I don't know whether it's been cleaned or not. 35. 36 was high, I know that. 56,070,000 on the 1935. But I think that's been cleaned. Looks a bit like it's been cleaned. Right, we've got a 1912, and it's got the heater mint mark down there. So we're doing quite well with the mint marks today. There it is down there, everyone on the left-hand side there. H for Heaton. If you're new to the channel, that's a company in Birmingham, and I keep saying it because we do get new people. They helped out in the Second World War and other times. With another company called Kings Norton. They were both in Pennies. 1937. That was the first year of George VI. He became king in December 1936. That was the year of the Free Monarchs. 1937. 1937. Right, what we got in 1910. That'll be Edward VII. He died in 1910. 1910. Let me have a look at my figures. 29,549,000 on the 1910. What we got? Another Edward? No. Yeah, Edward VII. 1902. That's where you can have the low tide, but that one there, if you look at the Britannia's legs that are crossed, that's where the tide will be. You can see that's a high tide, normal tide. Can you see the line going across? So if you get a little bit lower, that's the low tide. So they're worth a few more quid, but nothing major. 1907, we've had one of them before. A bit rusty up the top there. 47 million plus. It's amazing when you start doing coins, how many coins are actually minted. You don't realise. Another 1902. Again, just your normal tide there, you see it. I haven't had a low tide for a while, for some reason. Another 1902. Same again, normal. What we got here? A 1919, but as you can clearly see, there is no mint mark there. Nope. 1936. This is the Free Monarchs that I mentioned in my last video. So they made quite a lot of these. They made 154,296,000. And the only one apart from sets that are on these is George V. He died in January. Edward VIII took over, but not for very long. And then George VI come along. Right, we've got 1912, and it's another Heaton. Then I bottom there, H for Heaton. What we got? 1908 Edward VII. That's 21,506,000. Right, let's grab some more. 1945. 1945, you can have a double struck 9, or the other digits actually. I went through all my 1945s the other day and I couldn't find one. I don't look like one either. D. 1967. That was the last one they, apart from the proofs and the uncirculated. 1967 was the last Elizabeth II coin. They did a 1970 proof one, uncirculated one. Again, Elizabeth II, 62. Bit grotty, George VI, bit knocked. 1944. Again, as I said, you can get 44, 45, 46. You can get some dark. They actually darkened the coins deliberately. They're all mint. 66 World Cup. (1903), but you can clearly see that's the normal 3. You're looking for an open 3, but that one there is the circly closed 3. You can see clearly that it's not open. When I mean by open, that the 3s are not straighter. I can't show you one because I haven't got one. I keep looking for one. These are quite expensive as well. If you can find one, if you want to, obviously, depending if you keep your coin or not, but yeah. Look out for them. 1903. 1920, that's the one that's got the Grand Brit. You're looking for a wider gap than that. That's just your normal one. If you find one, you can have 3 or 4 grand, I think. Another 1902. Again, just your normal high tide. 1916, we can get a recessed here on 1916 and 1915. 1915 are the rarer ones. They're worth a bit more money. So let's have a look. Yes, that is a recessed here. Now, why do I know this? Because obviously I'm looking at, you always get the broken tooth, which is up there near the Brit, up the top there. Yeah. Always look there and you've got like a recess here. They did that to try and stop the ghosting. Well, that one's not too bad actually, but it didn't really work. So that's nice. We've had a recessed here. We've had a 1919, 1918 Heaton. And we've had a recessed here 1916. Don't think we've had a 1915, have we? No. I'll say they're a bit rarer. Oh, another 1916. We can't be lucky and have another one, can we? No, that's just your normal one. Right, 1920 again. That's the Grand Brit, but it's just the small gap. 1919, but you can clearly see down there there's no mint mark on the left hand side. Bit of muck there. There's times when I've not found anything, ladies and gentlemen, especially when I've been on my own. 66, Elizabeth II. You can get problems with the edge where it's overdone with metal. I haven't found one yet. Oh, it's slightly out with the beading. The beading can be sort of off centre. There's a few different varieties and errors. Right, Jules, 645. Again, that's the double strike that you can get. You do need to clean these really to. Don't think it's one. $1907. I think we already said that. 47 million. See the ghosting going around there slightly. The ghosting started on the late Victorians and went all the way through until George V when they sort of cured it. 1906. No errors on Mintmarks I know of on a 1906. And finally, we got a 1944. Not bad, Nick. Well, yeah, not bad. Refresh, to say we had quite a few Heatons and we had a recessed here, so quite good. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.